I'm going to ask you a question that I've never asked, certainly involving a Ravens-Steelers game. Are these coaches coaching for their jobs, Albert?
It's weird, right? I mean, I can tell you, I just, having talked to people in both those places over the last few weeks, it doesn't feel quite the same. And, I personally think it'd be more likely that there would be change in Pittsburgh than Baltimore. But, this conversation has been amped up again on the outside, and where are the owners' heads on it? And I think that there is like a distinction between the two, and this would be it. Like, I think with Baltimore, you do have big picture decisions coming this offseason, right? The biggest one is like Lamar and his contract. After Josh Allen got his contract correction last year, they had discussed the idea of doing that correction with Lamar, the same sort of correction with Lamar, and they wind up not getting it done. And so now, do you have that conversation again this offseason? I think Lamar obviously would like to have that conversation. So, you do have some big decisions coming for the Ravens. However, if you look at the setup of the Steelers and you look at the age of some of their key players, it's Aaron Rodgers, but it's also Cam Hayward. It's also Jalen Ramsey. It's also TJ Watt. You look up and down that roster, and there are older players in key spots all over the place. And so, just by, organically, there is a reset coming, and that is going to naturally invite big picture questions when your coach has been there for 19 seasons. For Mike Tomlin, it's, do I want to go forward with this? Do I want to go through a full rebuild where I don't know who my quarterback's going to be, when there might be other opportunities out there? Maybe I do TV for a year and I go to a place with an established quarterback. Do I really want to go through a full rebuild? And then for the Steelers, it's, do we have the right people in the building for right now? Now, that doesn't mean they don't respect the job that Mike Tomlin's done. Of course they do. But, it's all right. Do we go forward now knowing that this might take some time? And do we feel good that Mike Tomlin's going to be here in year 22, in year 23, And so I think organically, because of the way the roster is right now for the Steelers, that's more of a pressing thing for them than it would be for the Ravens.
So then how does that departure, what does it look like?
I don't think there will be a firing, to be clear. Mm-hmm. I certainly don't think there'd be a firing. It could happen a number of different ways. It could happen with Mike walking away. I don't have any information that he's ready to do that, but that's certainly something when a guy's been in one place for 19 years, you have to consider. The other thing that could happen, and I think that this has always been the thing with Tomlin, is he's so attractive to other teams. The idea of bringing him in when your organization is a mess, like he's the ultimate culture setter, right?
Right. So, yes.
I mean, I don't know, Rich, like if you're one of these teams, like I think the market is so different this year. And the way I look at it is like at this point last year, I would have told you Ben Johnson's getting a job, Mike Vrabel's getting a job. I could tell you two, and I think every year we have like one or two of those, right? Mm-hmm. Do we have one this year?
I don't know of one. No, sir. Not right now.
So, if there are teams out there that are looking at the coaching market and saying, what do? We want to energize our fan base. We want something that people can get excited about. I mean, being in this sort of market would probably force you to think creatively. And if you're thinking creatively, are you picking up the phone and saying, hey, would you be interested in trading Mike Tomlin to us? So that's the other way it could happen. So I think that there's a number of different ways it could happen with guys like Tomlin and Harbaugh. But it's harder. It's tough for me to see a scenario where the Steelers just outright fire Mike Tomlin. I don't think that's happening.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.